All right, so it's time to start watching episode 5 of My Hero Academia. Totally left with those surprising results of the tryout for UA for the Superhero Academy, the Superhero High School at the end of episode 4, where the unlikeliest of candidates, maybe against long odds, Deku, got a spot in the school. Of course, he had one of the most powerful quirks, but he focused on protecting someone rather than actually scoring points. But surprise, there were some protector points that were given for just that kind of behavior. So kind of a nice, wonderful end. I kind of saw it coming, no big surprise, but it's still enjoyable. So now let's see what happens once Deku actually starts school. And it looks like we're starting off with a little bit of a recap from those exams from the last time. Of course, the show does like recaps. But it also looks like it's kind of giving us an eye into some of the other students, too, because we were so focused on Deku, we may not have seen just how much the bully from his school with the hot hands, how well he did. Oh, they're talking about Deku and his bully, putting him on opposite ends of the perspective. No villain points, but all these protector points, or defender points, or whatever. And they do make a good point about how bad he hurt himself. He doesn't know how to use his quirk yet. Of course, isn't that why you go to a place like Superhero School? So during the OP, I do like to remind folks that I have a Patreon now, and I know a lot of you are already aware of that, but if you aren't, you just want to check it out, see what's going on over there, well, there should be a link in the video description. Feel free to click on it and just take a look around. All right, so here we are back on that beach that Deku cleaned up so well to prove his worth to All Might. And here we're seeing the shriveled up All Might. And somebody had told me like how old All Might is, and I didn't realize the guy's probably in his 60s or something like that. So maybe that's part of how he's so shriveled up. Apparently he was undercover, didn't want people to know who he was. He was, this knucklehead of a kid came up and called him by name. Boy, even All Might's saggy pants and saggy shirt, maybe that's why they fit when he turns into All Might, because they're so saggy on him when he's Small Might here.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah, giving Deku all the credit, which is nice. I think he deserves the credit. He did make his own decision. And kind of nice to have a familiar face as a teacher. Going away to a new school. Get a little creepy in your fanboy behavior there. Oh, so that's part of him taking this job as a teacher at the Superhero Academy at UA is to find a successor for the One for All. And he just kind of found it like right before his term came there. So interesting. Yeah, they're going to maybe talk about what he needs to do to not completely demolish his bones every time he uses the One for All power. Yeah, don't really have much advice on how to do better yet. Deku, a little upset to find out that he knew about this ahead of time and didn't quite warn him.
Right now, your quirk is either all or nothing. One day, you'll learn.
Okay, so it's all about learning control. And control is sometimes the toughest thing to learn, I think. It's like when you're driving a car, you can't just put the foot all the way down to the pedal all the way down to the ground. You got to learn how to pick that cruising at speed. Uh-oh. He went into his All Might form. Now they're running from the bystanders. I like it. Oh, I love this talk about passing the torch. Using his, not quite Shakespearean, but his manly superhero voice. Oh, I like it. This is his retirement plan. You train your replacement, then you can ride off into the sunset. What I can do for now is the name of the episode. So let's see what we can do for now. With school just now beginning. Telling his mama goodbye before he goes to UA's Superhero Academy. Kind of eager to see how he's received on his first day. And look how proud his mom is. Those tears of pride there. He doesn't know what to make of this. But I'm happy for his mom. Probably happier for his mom than I am for him, coming from a parent's perspective as I tend to do.
The acceptance rate that year was
Oh wow, that is pretty difficult to get in. Like 1/3% of the applicants get in. But wow. For a guy who didn't even have a quirk until shortly before tryouts, that's pretty impressive that he made it. And I'm assuming there are other schools out there, like there's safety schools or backup schools or something. But he's happy to get into, like I said, what's probably the Harvard or MIT or take your pick, the Oxford of superhero
Maybe
schools.
we're in different classes.
Worried the bully's going to beat his class. Oh, I like it. We got the goody two shoes with the calf jets and then bully boy with the hot hands. Eventually I'll learn more names to use rather than the nicknames I've just given people. Clark Kent over there. There's already like middle school rivalries going on here. Goody Two Shoes can't believe what he's encountering here with the edgelord bully boy with the hot hands over there. Oh boy, everybody's staring at him. Is he popular or is he hated? They're probably impressed with the power he showed, but so there's probably a mix of jealousy and admiration. Oh, they're accusing him of playing some game and actually knowing more than he did rather than actually just following his instincts, which are heroic. It's probably going to be difficult for them to believe he's not playing politics with what he did and with the things he will do in the future. Falling Boy. That's a great nickname. That's even better than Deku, Falling Boy. Oh, but he's got a little bit of a crush on her there. Said she looked good in that uniform.
Probably be thanking you for going in and talking to him.
How'd you know about that?
So we'll see if that romance angle plays out. Oh yeah, I never even thought about the fact that if the entrance rate is so low that it's 1 in 300, two from the same, not only the same school, but the same class of that school, pretty impressive. But we're seeing Bully Boy's not liking this, is he? He's not liking being overshadowed at all. I kind of know that feeling. I went to a small, crummy school and I wanted to be like the big star graduate, but other people like one guy won a Grammy, so I can't compete with that. My YouTube channel pales in comparison to the guy who won a Grammy.
Why I'm going.
Aha, standing up to the bully boy with those red eyes. Red eyes, despicable red eyes.
What do you think we're doing today besides orientation?
I like somber guy in his sleeping bag. It looks like a worm in a cocoon. What the heck's going on with this guy? Does he just live there? He's got like a Capri Sun or something? Oh, who is this guy? Is he homeless man? I mean, I don't want to sound rude, but that's kind of what a superhero persona looks like.
Kind of pro.
Does he have enough scarves there?
What's his deal?
He's just laying there in the sleeping bag and nobody noticed him? I'd love it if my first day of class, the teacher was just laying in a sleeping bag on the hallway floor.
UA's course doesn't follow.
Oh, no. Your experience depends so much on the teacher you work with. That's horrible. You know, it's so unfortunate that things can't be like a little more uniform, give everybody a pretty good shot at equal education. Sounds like that doesn't happen at UA. So what's he got him out there doing? I do like the class uniforms, like the jumpsuits with the A's on them, and I guess it's like a stylized U up around the collar there. I do like these. Oh, wow, there's a little bit of a philosophy of exceptionalism going on here. Some are born better than others.
The most points on the entrance exam.
Bakugo, let's see what happens here. Oh man, I remember this field day stuff from Jujutsu Kaisen when Yuji Itadori was out there throwing and set the school records. Although I think he might have been throwing a shot put. Maybe it was a softball. I don't remember. All right, let's see what... Is his name Bakugo? Let's see what he can do here. Oh, he's going to use his hot hands on it. The explosive percussive force to give it a little boost. What happens is Deku going to throw and his whole arm fly off? There used to be this skit on Saturday Night Live about the all-steroid Olympics, and the guy was so strong that when he picked up weight, his arms ripped off at the elbows and blood just squirted out.
Whoa, 705 meters? Are you kidding?
That's almost a kilometer there. Pretty good throw. Way better than I could do. I throw a softball as hard as I want. It goes about 60 feet, maybe. I'm not a good softball thrower. Hurts my elbow. Got arthritis in my shoulder these days. But I can, like, spit a pumpkin seed really far. That I'm proud of. Whoa, somebody's getting expelled from this. All Might's really disappointed who his homeroom teacher is. This guy has that extreme sort of exceptionalism philosophy where he prefers those who are born stronger. No pity. He's kind of a social Darwinist, if you will.
I don't have any control yet.
All right, I want to see him throw it as hard as he can and see if his arm flies off at the elbow and the old lady has to kiss him again.
Understand? If that's a problem, you can head home.
Boy, this guy is absolutely teaching him the harshest of life lessons, I guess. I mean, that is kind of how the real world is going to treat these kids, but I think they need a little preparation too, because how many heroes did he lose because they didn't take the time to find their potential and like make the most out of what they had, and they may have actually helped more people than somebody who's strong on day one. I mean, I understand the teacher's point about not being fair, but there's also, like I said, this philosophy of maybe the person who's strongest on day one isn't the same person who's going to be strongest on day 180 after proper training and being molded. And you know, there's different attitudes and different ways to help society than just going out there and try your best without any discipline or learning or training. All right, let's see what Clark Kent does here. I like it. He's such a goody two-shoes. He doesn't approve of the teacher. I think I'm going to like that guy, though he could be just a little too rigid, too much of a party pooper. But generally, I take a little comfort in a party pooper because you can predict what they're going to do, you know? Oh, 50-meter dash. Now, this is where the Clark Kent guy with the things in his calves is really going to do well. Yeah, look at him. He's really so much more like Quicksilver, the Flash, but I just love calling him Clark Kent because of the hair and glasses. Oh, he can't even reach his top speed in that short of a distance. I love the way it's illustrated with the jets in his calves. Like, you don't need to do that to be a speedster, but it's so much fun. I like the little touches. And what is up with this girl? Okay, I understand her. Like, she touches things and they float, so she can just float herself down the trek. I don't know if that'll make you that much faster or not, but we'll see. I mean, I would think it would be handier for like a long distance. Oh yeah, she's the one who puked the rainbows. And was that a frog person up there with the long tongue and kind of like hopping? I want to see this frog person some more. Oh, and here's the French guy with the laser belt buckle. Oh, is he going to run backwards? Like just shoot himself back with his belly button laser? I thought it was his belt buckle, but I guess it's his belly button. Kind of reminds me of Havoc from the X-Men. Hope you don't get tired of me saying like who all these people remind me of. It could get old. I don't know who the pink lady with the antenna reminds me of yet. They say what a tool. I love that. Belly button laser is kind of a tool type power, let's be honest. Nobody says, when I grow up, I want to have a belly button laser. Not that I wouldn't make good use of it if I had it, but you know what I mean. Might want to be super strong, super fast, have explosive hot hands. But belly button laser, very few people want that. Oh, he's using his hands like jets. But does the one for all power give him super speed like Superman? Or can he at least like take big leaps in single bounds? I think Bakugo's a little overconfident. We're going to see if this comes back to be proven wrong.
There are still 7 tests.
So he's doing this totally on his own? You got to use your quirk, buddy.
But I can only use it once, and it'll...
You got to learn how to use it. Yeah. Oh, man, I love this conceit with this power, and I'm sure it won't last forever. But I love this conceit that he can use his power, but once he uses it, it breaks him. So he can't just use it nonstop. He's got to save it for just the right moment, just the right circumstance. It's great. I feel like I've run across that kind of conceit before, but I really like it. And it's working really well with this character in this story, who goes from never having a quirk to suddenly having a quirk he's always dreamed of, but not being able to use it. Or at least he has to use it extraordinarily sparingly. Why does all the blood spew out of All Might's mouth? Like constantly spewing blood. Is that because he's sick from all those internal injuries? Like we saw the big scar in his abdomen and his lung is gone and that kind of thing. Maybe we'll find out more about the blood that spews out of his mouth whenever he gets excited. Yeah, he's that egg that must not explode in the microwave, which I would say maybe you don't put your egg in the microwave unless you've, cracked it and scrambled it up. That's how I do it. Then you go like a minute, stir it up, put it back in. All right, grip strength. This is one he'd be great at if he used his all-for-one power. So he's going to try some control here. Let's see how it goes. Did he do well? 56 kilograms. Is that good or not for grip strength? I don't know what my grip strength is. Oh, wow. Yeah, definitely am not hitting the muscly octopus levels. Standing long jump is a tough one when you got to compete with a belly button laser and exploding palms and zero gravity. But this also just assumes physical quirks are the only ones that matter. Like, what if your quirk is mind control or telepathy or like super genius intellect or something? You know, this is really selecting for, might even say, the most primitive of quirks and not necessarily the most valuable. Infinity. I love it. You throw it into orbit and it never comes back down during your lifetime. I mean, eventually the orbit would decay, right? But you're probably dead by then. Nobody wants to stand there that long. Okay. Is he going to try? Okay, he's going to try and use his power. I want to see if he throws his arm completely off of his body when he does this. I just want to see his arm go just as far as the softball, right? I need to have to get a robot arm or something. All right, let's do this, Deku. Seems like Aizawa knows what's up a little bit. The teacher there. I think that's what his name is. Yeah, he's hearing all those words of inspiration and pride. Here he goes. Does the arm fly off along with the ball? See, oh. What did the teacher do? Nullify his power? Because the teacher's eye lit up. So is his power the ability to nullify someone else's power? So is this like a mind trick? Exactly. His ability to erase a quirk wouldn't make his numbers.
Someone like you should never be allowed to enroll it.
Oh, wow. He is that mean, though.
Those goggles. I know you.
I thought this was going to be a trick showing he's actually supporting them. Like with his power would not erase their hand. I love it. David Lynch fans around the world unite. But his power would not allow him to perform well on this particular test. So why is he being such a negative? Maybe he just absolutely doesn't like the popular heroes because he maybe isn't so popular. Is he going to be the Snape here if we were using Harry Potter analogs? Oh, wow. He also has control of his scarves there. He's already compared him to All Might.
But even with that drive, you're worthless if you can only throw it.
Yeah. He is taking what I find so interesting about Deku and saying that it makes him worthless. But you know, I imagine that is the same spot All Might was in 40 years ago when he first got the power. Oh. Let's see what he does. And All Might peeking from around the corner in meaty All Might form, not in his small Might form.
Wait, who are you?
She doesn't know Lightning Navel there. Oh, putting the old eye drops in. I guess he looks so haggard and bedraggled because he's like Batman up all night. He's the fear that stalks in the night like Darkwing Duck. So he's tired during the day when he's teaching, and that's probably why he has a bad attitude. Maybe if he got a good solid 11 hours sleep at night like a normal person, he had to be in a better mood. Is that what normal people do? Sleep 11 hours at night? Okay. Is he doing it quirkless? I mean, he did spend the whole summer working out and get all ripped and stuff. He should still be able to put a pretty good sling on it. Is he just putting a... So what's he doing? How's it going to go? All right. Just his thumb! He did learn some control. He just put the smash into one digit, but it looks like he may have shredded the softball. Oh, he only broke a finger. Okay, I could probably get by with a broken finger if the next event was like the toe touch. Is 700... Yeah, he did just as good as Hot Hands. Not as good as Infinity, you know, the floating girl, the zero gravity lady. but he did do as good as Hot Hands. Oh, is he going to hate him even more? Haha. He's got the professor who's out to get him, the teacher who's out to get him, but he won't let them stand in his way of his dream of becoming a hero. Yeah, broken fingertip. As long as he doesn't have to pick his nose anytime soon, he's fine. But picking your nose with a broken finger, not fun. It happened to me when I was a kid. How'd you go get so cool? I love it. Biting his lip. Ah, another great episode. Love it. The concept of control. And even though he doesn't really have the control he needs, he did, on his feet, was able to think in the moment, come up with a solution. I think being a problem solver should be a big part of being a hero, right? Like, we need problem solvers, not just dummies with a lot of bulk strength to go in and brute force the solution to everything. And like, figure out a creative way to use his quirk, put it into just that fingertip. I think that's great. So Deku is winning me over. This anime has won me over pretty convincingly now. I'm almost halfway through the first season that I've decided I was going to watch. So I'm excited to keep on going. Then at the end of the first season, figure out what to do next. But I'm just going to stick around and see if there's an after credits scene, because we had a little fun one after the credits last episode. Okay, so all we have is the next time. There's no after credits scene. So with that, I'm just going to say I'm proud of you for watching anime, and I'll talk to you again soon.
I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who supports the channel on Patreon. It really means a lot to me. If you might be interested in Patreon perks like early access to videos, uncut reaction videos, ad-free videos, and the opportunity to vote on which anime will be covered in the future, then click on the link in the video description. Thank you.